Hey gentlemen, how's it going? Really excited to be here for another live stream. Let me just make sure that we get the lighting as best as we can here. Because if you know anything about filmmaking or YouTube or content creation, good lighting is essential for a good experience for your followers, friends, clients, potential clients, and family members. Hold on. Let's see this. Let's get this lighting really good. There we go. How's that looking? One second. Right. I'm sure that's a bit better with the lighting. So in this live stream, we're going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be coaching and teaching how to get back up when anxiety knocks you down. Now, really, the title was meant to be how to get back up when life knocks you down, but because the audience is, and if you know my story, I'll get into it in a second. Everyone who follows my stuff suffers anxiety. Doesn't really take an expert to work that out, or maybe it doesn't take an expert to work that out. And I've suffered with it all my life as well. But the good news is you can do something about it. There's a lot you can do about it in any area of your life. And I'm also going to speak today about how to become financially free. I've had some great conversations with friends at the moment, friends who have really struggled financially and they've really stuck at their goal and they've become financially free. I've been financially free myself, so I also speak from experience. I've struggled as well. I've broken down. So I understand how it works. So we'll get into some of that as well. I'll take your questions as usual. You can ask me questions on all of the areas that I cater for. Social anxiety, dating and anxiety in relationships, business, sales, speaking, and so much more, and life itself. So let's start off. Let me start by getting some water. I'm also aware that there's a lot of people, which I appreciate, who watch my live streams after they've uploaded. So if you can't make it live, that's fine, because it goes up on the channel and it acts as a YouTube video anyway, so people can come back at any point, watch it, get value from it, and also learn from everybody who comes on here, who's got something great to offer, value, their own experiences, and their own unique personality. So I want to start off talking about the Tyson Fury fight. I'm sure most of you have seen the fight. If you didn't see it, it was Fury versus Deontay Wilder. The trilogy fight, the third fight, probably the best heavyweight fight, the most exciting heavyweight fight that I've ever seen, or certainly in the last 20 years. I can't remember a heavyweight fight being that exciting. Nobody expected that. If you've seen the Rocky movies, then, you know, watching this film is even more impressive than the Rocky films. And I remember back in the day, people used to say, oh, the Rocky movies are good, but they're not realistic. It's not real boxing. It's just a film. But as time goes on and you see the great fights with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk, when you see the great fights and the fights that they're in and the blood and the guts, you suddenly realize that Rocky is a lot more realistic than we thought. And, you know, even going back to fights like Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti, if any of you have never seen that before and you're new to boxing, you've got to check that fight out. Right in Gatti Ward, and you'll see the fights they had. They were bloodbaths. They were brutal fights. They will get knocked down, they get back up, they get knocked down. And that's what we saw over the weekend. We saw two warriors in Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, and the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Obviously, Tyson Fury won. I was happy he won. He's my favorite fighter. But I've got a lot of respect for Deontay Wilder, because whatever you say about him, yeah, he said crazy things outside of the ring. I don't agree with it. I don't like, you know, he made up a lot of lies that Fury cheated. I'm not really interested in that. But the effort that he gave on Saturday night was just nothing short of a warrior of guts. There was 5 knockdowns in that fight. Fury got knocked down twice in round 4, and then Wilder, he got knocked down 3 times, and I believe was it the third knockdown was the knockout. So an incredible fight. And when you've seen where Tyson Fury's come from, the fact that Tyson Fury, when he first started boxing, everybody was kind of looking at him and not taking him very serious. He was kind of like saying a lot of the things that Muhammad Ali would say. I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to beat Klitschko. I'm going to beat everybody. You wait and see. Not many people believed him unless it was his family, the trainers. And, over the years, you've seen Tyson Fury go from that till now he's a superstar. Now he's proven himself to be the best heavyweight of this era. And that's a fact. Beating Klitschko, beating Wilder, pretty much officially 2 times, but everybody knows he won the first fight. So he's unbeaten. He got off the floor again. And Tyson Fury said it himself. He said, look, you don't have to be a boxer and get knocked down and get up, but you can get back up in life. Tyson Fury had his mental health problems. He was, he was abusing drugs, alcohol. He was. Sorry, I just get this thing that's come up. These annoying pop-ups that he was overweight. He lost 10 stone over a period, and he regained the heavyweight championship title, and he was suicidal. Tyson Fury was going to take his own life. This is the truth. This is his words. Go online. And he's come back from all these mental health problems to getting his life back on track, ruling the heavyweight division. So, he's proven that anybody who's suffering, who's been knocked down by life, whether they've had some of you said to me, you've lost a lot of money in the Bitcoin and the crypto. Some people have had a heartbreaking relationship where someone has left them. Or like in my case, I had a mental breakdown, same as Fury did in 2017. I was hospitalized for 6 to 8 weeks, and I've come back from it. So I want to talk about that today because I think a lot of people need some encouragement, and a lot of people who have been knocked down by life, by anxiety, they don't think that they can come back. And it's hard. It takes a lot of guts. I mean, when you see Fury getting flattened on the floor by Wilder, who statistically is the most dangerous and powerful heavyweight puncher in all boxing history, and his knockout resume should suggest that and shows that Fury got off the floor. I mean, he resurrected himself from the floor. But Fury did that. Fury resurrected himself back from the brink of suicide, back to being happy and, well and, doing well in every area. And he says it himself. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm just a normal person. So normal people can do great things. And just because you see someone on TV and you think, oh, they're better than me, they're a celebrity, they're a world champion, they're rich, you got to change that mindset, because at some point they weren't rich, they wasn't a celebrity, they wasn't a superstar. They had to work very hard to get to that point, but they had a goal, they had a dream, they had ambition, they had a focus, and they found something that they were passionate about. And that's the key. That's a huge factor in getting back up when anxiety knocks you down, because anxiety will knock you down in your life. All of you know that already. It's knocked me down many times, but I just keep getting back up. And by getting back up, you get your happiness back. And when I say get back up, for those of you that might have gone through a financial challenge, I had it, lost everything, and then started getting it back. What's up, Fred Blogs? Evening. Good evening, Elmira. Good evening, ST Connection. Great to see you guys. All right, we'll read these questions. I'll just finish my speech off, and then I'm going to get to your questions. So, such a timely message at the moment with Tyson Fury, with him getting back up. All of us have been, let's be honest, we've been to hell and back with COVID, right? We want to put that behind us now. Obviously, there's places around the world like Australia that are still going through it. I sent my prayers out on Saturday for the people that are suffering in Australia, or any part of the world for that matter. But you can get back up again. I've done it. I've done it in so many areas of my life. I know what it feels like to be knocked down by life, be crushed because someone left you in a relationship, you got hurt. I've been through that. Or you lost all your money. I've been through that. You lost your mental health. You had a problem, psychosis, breakdown, depression. I've been through that. I've come back. You can come back. You can get a relationship again. You can make a lot of money again. You can make friends again. You know, some people, their YouTube channel might have been deleted or taken away. You can build a channel again. So you've got the opportunity to come back. But like I said, Fury says the same thing I've said because he's a smart man. You need a goal. Everybody needs a goal in life. And the goal's got nothing to do with what anybody else thinks. It's important what's important to you. I set myself a goal in 2017 to be where I am now. My goal was I want to come back from mental illness. It crippled me for 4 years. I was hospitalized for 8 weeks. I thought it was over for me. I went through a period of self-doubt thinking I'm never going to be normal again. I'll never be in love again. Never get a girlfriend. I'll never make money. I'll never be able to coach people. I'll never be able to do public. I won't be able to do all the things that I used to do that I loved because I've got this mental health problem and it's not allowing me to do it. But I prayed. I set goals. I disciplined myself. I learned. I got the help and support I needed from friends, family, professionals, and I'm back. I'm in a great place mentally, and I used boxing as a vehicle, as a domain to strengthen my mental health, and I socialized a lot, and I'm back. And I'll be coaching from December, and I've already had a lot of inquiries for coaching. I really appreciate that, and it's been a hell of a journey. It's been up, down, left, right. It's been brilliant at times. It's been amazing, and it's been horrible. It's been absolutely. It's been suffering every day for a 4-year period. But I'm more motivated, and I like telling some of Tyson Fury's story because his story helped me. And if it could help me, obviously it could help a lot of people. We'll start getting to these questions now. But I think we live in two worlds today, depending on how you look at it. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of positive people like you guys and girls, like me, like Tyson Fury, many other mentors, my friends. But there's a lot of negative people and there's a lot of negativity in the world, which will suggest, well, if you grew up poor all your life, you can't change it. You're always going to be poor. If you struggle with anxiety and shyness for the guys with women, then you're never going to find love. You're never going to get a girlfriend. Same in reverse for women who've also been through the same. Or if you've struggled with your accommodation, but it's all rubbish. If you've got a positive attitude and you're willing to face your fears and work hard, you can achieve anything you want pretty much in most cases. So that's my speech. All right, let's get into these questions. ST connection. Hi, Johnny. I'm 35. My girlfriend was 19. We were together for 8 months. She ended it. I'm suffering from really bad anxiety at the moment. She believes we're going down different paths. I'm down. Listen, man, I feel bad for you because it's a horrible thing what you're going through. It's horrible. I've been through it. But what I can say, you can overcome it. You can come back from it. Time. You're going to need some time, obviously, to heal. You're going to need time. You're human. Time fixes a lot of things, but you're going to need to establish some new goals, ST connection. And it's so horrible when you connect with someone and you fall in love and then it's taken away. I've been through it, and you go through that stage of thinking, I'll never find anybody like this person, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve it. And the pain, the good memories. But with time and with goal setting and a fearless mindset, you meet someone else. Someone comes into your life that will be even better for you. But you can't give up. So that's enough said on that. I suffer bad with anxiety, especially Sunday night when starting from a new week. Yeah, that's actually normal. It's brave of you to say. I get that as well. Many people do. But you just have to, sometimes you just got to tell yourself, be strong. I can get through this. I got through this before. So it's nothing you haven't done before. But sometimes a healthy bit of anxiety is actually healthy, Elmira, sorry. You need that little bit of spark. You need that bit of energy. It just depends on how you use it. If you take that anxiety, that energy, that nervousness, that anxiousness, that worry, and you channel it into moving forward, you'll have a better day. You get through it. Fury and Bruno interview about depression. Fantastic. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. 10 out of 10. Loved Tyson Fury, and I always liked Frank Bruno. I loved Frank Bruno. is one of the British legends, and that was brilliant. Can't say anything more than it. 10 out of 10. I wish more people could be honest like those guys. It would help a lot more people. Chris says, well done. Appreciate it, Chris P. Rashid, Miri, appreciate you, mate. Have a nice night. Thank you for that. HRL, hi Johnny. How do you deal with job interview anxiety, the fear of being judged, even though I'm well qualified? Good question. I think the way you deal with it is by wanting to deal with it. That's a good question. That will make you think. The way that you deal with these things is by what do you want to deal with it? Do you want to face it? Do you want to overcome it? And that comes down to you choosing to have a better mindset and accepting that you're going to be nervous when you go into an interview, despite how qualified you are. And that's great that you're qualified. That will give you confidence because you know you're qualified. But just accepting it and accepting it's going to feel nerve-wracking, unpleasant. You're going to be nervous, but doing the best that you can and having confidence in yourself that when that moment comes and you're nervous and anxious, because you fully accept it and you fully commit to facing the fear, you're going to do really well. So that's my advice. That's how I do it. That's the mental attitude that I've got to get through fears. I've used that to overcome the fear of the dentist. I've used it to overcome the fear of selling, making money, helping people, asking someone out for a date, job interviews. I've been to loads of job interviews, so I speak from experience. You can do it. I would also say it's important what you do the night before the job interview, how you prepare, go to the gym, eat something healthy, dress smart, all the little things that make a difference, they'll help you. Thanks, mate. I suppose the age gap was big sometimes. People always move on. Could have been that. Obviously, you know better than me, right? You were in the relationship with that person. If that's the reason, then yeah. But I guess for you, it doesn't wholeheartedly matter what the reason was. It still ended, and that's obviously going to be difficult, but you will overcome it in time. I'm really good, Bobby Boldy. How are you? I think that's one of the hardest human things to do, is the ability to get back up off the floor after you've been knocked down, when life has knocked you down. And so some people, Tyson Fury shows you how he can literally do it. Most boxers, if they got knocked down by Wilder, they're not getting back up. They're done. They're quit. But Fury's different. Fury digs deep. He goes into that deep place, which is almost unhuman, but it is human. And he finds that strength. But everyone can do that if they really want to. All of you can do that. I know I can. I do it regularly. You can dig deep within yourself and push yourself out of a bad predicament or a failure in life, a setback, and you can succeed. Because that's really what people want to know deep down. If you have a relationship disturbance, breakup, or you struggle financially, wherever you're struggling, people want to know in their heart that they can overcome this, that they can succeed, and they can do it. So many human beings have done it, and they've come back, obviously, to tell other people, you can do this because I've done it. I've done it, so I know everyone can do it. I've gone from a place of failure and defeat to success and happiness. I've gone from having insecurities and self-doubt and anxiety, social life, etc., and feeling like I'm trapped, I'm in a rut and I can't get out. And I've broken out of it by training my mind and taking a lot of action. I'll share a practice today that everyone can do at any time. It's hard. It's very, very hard, but everyone can do it. And it's very rewarding when you do it. Try and move forward from today, guys and girls, tomorrow, when you're in pain and when you have doubt and you've got anxiety and you're scared of failure or scared of success or responsibility or what other people think. Do it. Move forward and you will grow 100 times stronger, and you'll get the result. Because I think deep down that's what people want to know. People want to know, well, I'm broke, I'm struggling, I haven't got any money. Can I become financially free? Can I make more money? And the answer is 100% yes, if you put the work in. How did you deal with being a freelancer while being depressed? Being on your own puts so much financial and psychological pressure, and it gives you freedom when losing certainty. Well, um, the first thing for me is acceptance, and acceptance not in the sense of giving up, but I've been through challenges many times in my life, so I can live with not having much money. I've done it so many times, so I'm kind of used to it. And I've got that toughness from not having much money growing up, but I've also made a lot of money at certain points in my life, been very successful in my business, so I've got experience with it too, and I've always got that belief in me that I can. Money comes and goes, and money is really about building relationships. So I'm always confident that I can build those relationships as much as I want and earn money again. So my experience gets me through difficult times financially and with depression and suffering with anxiety all my life in depression and breaking out of it again and again. So it just comes from that really, and just having that belief in myself, which is always there. And I've got a lot of bottle and courage, and I know once I take the action, the confidence comes, and then when the confidence comes, the money follows with it. So it's experience, it's understanding how to do it. And I also, as well, I don't surround myself with negative people. That's a big help. I surround myself with positive people, encouraging people. And I learn, I spend a lot of my time. If I'm online, I'm not going to watch negative people and stuff like that because it just brings you down. And that actually affects your results financially in all areas of life. So it's being disciplined with your influences and who you're around and the kind of conversations that you have with people and yourself, obviously. Do you ever feel guilt in past relationships? As in, not anymore, to be honest. I've gone past that and healed that. Obviously, at a certain time, I did, but you learn in life, you move on, you heal. So now I don't. Not for now. I don't know, but I have it before. Well, that's human. I mean, everybody's going to go through that thought process that you're going through now when you separate with someone that you didn't want to separate with. And it's not a bad thing because you are going to question yourself. It is going to make you look at yourself, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That can look, there's always two options, guys and girls. There's always two options. When you're in a bad situation, you can look for the good in that situation and you can act on it, or you can look from the negative. So when you have a breakup with someone, it's easy to go, well, the person left me because I'm not good enough. I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, maybe you can examine yourself and say, I need to stop doing that. Maybe I was too jealous in a relationship. That's why the person left me, or I wasn't kind enough. So then you can say, you know what, I don't want to be like that in my next relationship. So you be more kind in your next relationship, and you be less jealous. So if you can learn from your failures in life and be better in the future, then you're doing a great thing, and that's really what life is about. If you want to be a better person, so I've done that in all my relationships. I've had some good ones. I've had some not so good ones. Obviously, I've made mistakes, many mistakes, but I've done the best I can to address them and not make those mistakes again. So there's actually a lot of positives. ST connection. You can't always see it when you're in a bad place and life's knocked you down and it's knocked you on your ass and you're hurting and you're heartbroken. You can't always see positives. Usually, people can't see any positive. But as time goes on, if you've got a comeback mindset, which I've always had since I was a kid, and some of you might say, how did you get that? Why did you get that? Well, I got bullied a lot when I was younger, probably like most of you did, and I got hurt. And it made me angry and it hurt me and made me feel insecure. I didn't want to feel like that anymore. I didn't want to let people do that to me and take away my happiness. So my mind started to feel I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let anybody defeat me. So the faith, the strength. So back to my original point, every single breakdown, there's an opportunity for a breakthrough, whether that's financial, whether that's your fitness. See, Tyson Fury again, a lot of people put on a lot of weight when they get depressed. I did it. They eat a lot, right? Because the pain of the depression, the anxiety, the fear, you eat cakes and chocolates, or drink alcohol to numb the pain, to just get some relief. And then eventually, you put on a lot of weight, and then people are overweight and they feel unhappy, unattractive, demotivated again. But you can get the weight off. You can get your ass down the gym, and you can be relentless, and you can be fearless and disciplined and train and take the weight off. Fury did it. I did it. I was overweight several months ago. I'm not overweight anymore. My face is slim. My belly's flat. I'm fit. I trained. And the last 2 months, I did 20 sessions in the boxing gym, approximately 2 to 3 times a week, to get myself in shape, motivate others. So I just take positives from every single negative. Same with mental health. If you have a mental breakdown, you can heal yourself. You can get the necessary help you need, come back stronger, and then have a better mental health than you ever had prior to the breakdown. So it's about comeback mindset, comeback attitude, not being a victim, not constantly dwelling on what went wrong in the past, because you can't really change that. But you can move, you can change what you can do now and move forward. Yeah, that's a complicated area, the thing with relationships with parents. But I think the more you gain confidence in yourself, the more you can address those feelings, that problem. But I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy to do that. But I said the same thing you did, Umar. I had the same problem. I addressed it by, developing my confidence over the years, and then it got better with time. Even people you would not choose not to associate with have nuggets of gold if you listen carefully. Yeah, everybody's got something to teach. Everybody's got something to offer. That's true. And even people that are really negative and toxic, you can learn a lot from them if you're open-minded enough. That's very true. Good to see you, Timmy Ram Jam. I hope your recovery is going well, my friend, because you told me that you've also been through the breakdown like I have. I'm pretty confident, and I hope that you've got good people around you, family, friends, and you're taking the medication, you're doing your exercising, or you're not going to give up. Basically, you're welcome. You're welcome, ST. You're welcome. It's another really important part of coming back. You got to ask for help, man. Nobody can do it on their own. I didn't do it on my own. Tyson Fury didn't do it on his own. You need help and support from family, from friends, and you also need to be your own. You need to care for yourself. You need to support yourself. Hit that like button if you're getting a lot out of this. I honestly think this information I'm sharing today, I don't think it's life changing, even though it is. I think it's life saving. It can transform someone's life if they can hear this and act on it. That's two different skills. Today many people can hear knowledge because it's easy to do that. You just press the button, sit back and listen. But how many people can hear the knowledge, take it in, make sense of it, and then go and apply it in their life and get results? Not as many people who can just hear it. So don't just hear what I'm saying, or if I refer to somebody else, or you make it work, take the action. Yeah, hearing is easy, doing is hard. So make sure you're doing more than you're hearing. Don't just be a theory junkie, someone who just takes in loads of theory and collects it, but then they don't act on it. They don't take any action. It's not going to help. Can't really say the best places for approaching women. I just think you've got to be open-minded, and you just got to be respectful. If you're respectful with women, anyway, you can speak to them pretty much anywhere, as long as you've got, social skills. So it's really just having the right attitude. There's no specific best place. There just isn't, not in my experience. Depends. I'm going to say this as well. This is really important for getting back up when anxiety and life knocks you down. It's the daily habits that you do that are going to make the difference. Most people, they don't see the value, they don't see the sense, they don't get excited, they don't get motivated at the opportunity of doing a little bit each day. You don't have to do everything in one day. If you just do a little bit each day, then you're going to really improve. No, to answer your question, the answer is no, Timmy Ram Jam. Try and keep the questions relevant to today's talk, guys. I don't really want to go too much off topic. So I just want to stay on this topic today, which is about how to get back up in life when anxiety knocks you down or life knocks you down and you have a failure, a setback. That's really what it comes down to. See, I don't believe that most people just give up because they got rejected and things like that. It's because that's what most people are taught in our culture. It's a very negative culture, to be frank. You've got to really look hard for the positive people, and they're out there. Hence why you're here. And if people were educated on matters more, they wouldn't give up, because people tend to give up because they don't have the education. They don't understand that, well, if I'm trying to become financially free and it's not working for me, and then I try a business and then it doesn't work, you don't quit because one business doesn't work. You try another business, and if that doesn't work, then you try another one. And you try 10 if you must, until you get there. And that's what my friends have done. That's what my clients have done. That's what I've done. So people quit today too easy because they lack motivation and lack education. If they were more educated, they'd be more motivated, because when you're educated on a matter, you know for a fact that it's a process. Becoming financially free and getting over your financial anxieties and your relationship anxieties, it takes a lot of guts and effort and work, and you've got to go through those rejections. You can't go around them. You can't come up with some kind of method which is going to protect you from pain and fear. No, you've got to go through these things and not let them break you, and grow from them and learn from them and be more motivated. Then you hit the big time. See, that's the thing today with people. People are only motivated when things go well for them. And that's not hard, because when it's going well, you're happy, you feel great, and you've got so much energy. But when things don't go well for people today, generally they can't motivate themselves. They quit, they get pessimistic, they get bitter, they get jealous, they get angry, and they give up. And that's not my mentality, and that's not certainly not the mentality of, for example, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, or any fighter, any boxer. And I don't just mean a fighter as in a literal boxer fighter, but a fighter in life. A strong-minded person, a strong-minded man or woman who has got the mentality of not quitting. That if something goes wrong, they'll see positives. They won't quit because it doesn't go well. So, example. Yeah, I mean, I'm honest and open here. I never had a problem with alcohol. It's not been one of my vices, and I don't drink it much. Once in a while for me is okay, if I'm on a date, or if it's a special occasion, or if I really just fancy a couple of JDs. But I don't drink it much. So to answer your question, I guess the answer is yes. I'm off alcohol, hence the protein shake and the H2O there, the water. Anyway, that's enough of the motivation and the point. I've really made the point now. You guys got any questions? Did anybody see the fight on Saturday, Fury Wilder? It's unbelievable, man. I'm still buzzing from that. I might have to make a video on that. See if we can get. I didn't. Do you know what? Give this stream a like and share. I didn't share this. I forgot to share this one sec with on Facebook. Yeah, get your questions in, guys. Respect to Wilder. Just wish he would have shook Tyson's hand. Well, yeah. I mean, it would have been nice. It would have been nice if he could have been a good sportsman. But I guess someone made a good point. When you've been in a war like that, he's probably got concussion. It's not easy to think straight. There's a lot of emotions, so you could kind of you can understand why he didn't do it, but you'd kind of hope that he did. And I was hoping that they would. Well, Fury embraced him with a loving heart, and I was hoping Wilder would reciprocate that, and you'd see him kind of just say, you know what, everything that was going on, we've had a fight now. We respect each other. The best man won, and go from there. But guys, I'm not going to go in and look at negatives. I think today people are so quick to point out negatives in other people, but nobody wants to look at their negatives of themselves. No, none of us are perfect. And it's always easy to give advice and say, he should have done that. But sometimes if you was in that situation, you don't know how you'd react. But yeah, ideally it would have been nice. But I'm not really going to look at that. I look at the positives in things and people. And I thought Wilder fought his heart out, and Fury was just unbelievable. They're both unbelievable. And I'm grateful for the entertainment that they gave us to risk their lives and the excitement. And they're brilliant, man. I've loved every minute of the trilogy. And I think they both deserve what they're getting, a lot of respect. And I hope Deontay Wilder comes back and fights again, because I do love his fighting style. He's very exciting to watch. Again, people love to criticize, but how many people have got the guts to get in the ring who criticize Wilder? Not many of them. Probably none of them will. So it's easy to criticize other people and say this and that, but it's not very easy to look at yourself and be honest about where you can be a better person. Yeah, I mean, I think Wilder would beat Joshua, but again, that's just my opinion. We won't know till we've seen it. There'll be great fights, though. Great fights. Wilder, Usyk, Joshua, Wilder. Brilliant fights. And we've had two great fights already. Usyk, Joshua was a brilliant fight. Technically, stylistically, it was interesting. And the Wilder Fury fight, for me, is the best heavyweight fight I've seen in the last 20 years, maybe even longer. So I'm grateful for that, man. Because that's what I mean, Ted. People always moan. They're never grateful for nothing. Like the boxing fans as well. It's never enough. Whatever they get, they're not grateful. And I step out of being like that a lot in life, because especially when you go through mental problems and you break down, you start being grateful in life, and you kind of, stop looking to judge people for every single thing and look for the negative. You start seeing positives, and Fury's such a positive guy. You got to love Fury. Fury said, all right, Wilder's being a bit of a bad sportsman. I went over to shake his hand and he didn't want to shake it, but I just pray to the Lord that the Lord can soften his heart, and then, and we can be friends. Because I think deep down, they like each other. They've been, when you look what they've been through together, they've created history. So I think, it always happens in boxing. The worst rivalries in boxing, where they hate each other, they become the best friends later on. And that's a great thing. That's all I could hope for. So I've always liked Wilder as a fighter. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's guts. He's got a lot of balls. So, but yeah, Tyson Fury now, he's the best heavyweight of this era, no doubt. Can't say a name. It's impossible. I mean, I can't say how many approaches or how many people you need to speak to in order to get over your social anxiety. That's impossible to say that. But all I know is, if you speak to a lot of people, it will improve through time. Yeah, brothers in arms, man. I just got nothing but positivity from that fight. I didn't see anything negative in that fight. But again, not everybody chooses to think in that way. I love boxing, and I've always respected what these guys go through, because what they go through, most human beings can't do it. They ain't got the mental fortitude. They ain't got the guts. So it's kind of a disgrace when you think that people criticize people that are doing things that are way more confident and successful and courageous than they'll ever do in their life. But I guess that's the contradiction of everyone, all of us, all human beings, myself included. We criticize other people for doing amazing things or failing at an attempt to be great, but we can't do it. We don't even try. What an irony. But like you said earlier, we're always learning, something to learn from anyone. Any more questions on financial freedom, anxiety, how to come back from failure, defeat, or the trilogy of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury? Well, get this protein shake in me, man. All these live streams, they're working appetite up. I feel like I'm burning calories just speaking. Probably am. I get this protein shake, give me the energy that I need, nutrition. To deal with you guys. That's good. Any more good questions? Keep them coming. I like the questions. If you don't ask me questions, I'm just going to keep talking, motivating you. Even if it drives people mad and they don't want to hear it, I'm just going to keep talking. A remark, perhaps, part of money, financial freedom is not spending much. That's a good point. That's a really good point. It's learning how to manage money. Timmy Ram Jam, knowing you the time I've known you, I wouldn't expect anything less from a comment like that. Roll it round your mouth, you barbarian. Thank you for the compliment. Well, when you get down to the actual facts, the way to become financially free, let's just get down to the technicalities of it. You need to learn how to sell. Most people don't make money and they're not financially free because they're scared of selling. They're afraid of it. They're scared to talk about money. They're scared of selling. They're scared of people saying no. They think it's bad. They think it's wrong. They're miseducated. When you learn how to sell, then you can always make money. How to make friends as an adult? Great question. The answer is no different to how you make friends when you're a kid. It really isn't any different, to be frank. Obviously, you're older, you're more mature. But the process of building a relationship and making friends and building that bond, it's no different to when you're a kid. Like the way I've made friends now, people that come into my life, and I'm in my late 30s, approaching 40, it's no different to when I made friends when I was 13, 14, 15, 16. It's just really about, it's putting yourself out there, isn't it? In an environment of people that you like or like you, and then you start off with rapport. You have a conversation. You enjoy the conversation. You learn things about each other. You find a commonality that you both have, whether it's values, whether it's the same hobby. You both might like boxing. You both might like entrepreneurship. You might like self-help. You might like walking. And then you kind of talk about the thing that you both like. And through talking about the thing that you both like, you start building a friendship, and then you spend more time and so forth. So it's the same, really. But again, you got to motivate yourself. Obviously, making friends always includes facing your fears. Everybody has to do it. No one's better than anyone. Everyone's got to face the fear of someone new, opening up, trusting, sharing your personality. That's why becoming fearless is so valuable. And that's what I teach. Help teach people how to become fearless in life, and the skills and the tools. So practice. Well, to answer your question, XY Media, regarding financial freedom, obviously educating yourself is very important. Learning from people who are financially free, looking at what they do, how they think. That's what it comes down to, because financial freedom or struggling financially, their mindsets. So I've been in two mindsets for the duration of my life, and they've got me different results. I've been in the mindset to begin with, poverty. I'm poor. I can't make money. I don't deserve it. I'm afraid of money. I don't want to sell. No one no one's going to pay me, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't make much money. And then I changed the mindset to, I know I can make money. I will make money. I will give value. And that's another thing as well. If you want to make money, you have to learn how to give value in exchange. So it's skills. You need to learn these skills. By the way, if anyone's interested in working with me and getting my mentorship, I teach these skills on my programs. I can actually create a program which would teach you how to sell, how to market yourself, how to make money, how to be honest with making money, where a lot of people think you can't. People are scared of honesty. They're scared of an intimate conversation with someone, and these are skills that you can learn and that I can teach you. But I would say for now, the things you can do right now is educate yourself, motivate yourself, and develop sales skills. Go to job interviews, do selling, learn to sell on the phone, learn face-to-face sales, learn to sell over Zoom and Skype, practice talking to people. That's the skill you need. I know there's situations where you can make money online. Of course, you can make money investing in Bitcoin and crypto. That's a little bit outside of my expertise, and I've got friends who do that. But generally, the skill of making money is the skill of being able to talk to people and understand the dynamics of a conversation, which entails doing business with someone or selling something or service, a product. It's simple when you get down to it. A lot of people make it out like it's something so complicated when really it's not. But another great thing with becoming financially free, and everybody I know that has become like that has had to go through failures. So a lot of people are not willing to go through rejection, financial rejection in business, and that's why they don't get there. It's the same as in dating. I found exactly the same parallels. I became successful in dating, and I became successful in business. And although they're separate subjects, dating and relationships, romantic relationships, long-term, there's a similar principle that is exactly the same with succeeding with the two. It's a process, or as my American brothers and sisters would say, it's a process. When you know the process or the process, you can do it in these areas, and you've got to take action. You've got to be social. You've got to sell. You've got to learn how to sell. You've got to learn how to market yourself, speak to the right people, help people, give value, treat people well, have good ethics, and then you start making it. So you got to learn to sell, guys. That's how you make money. And obviously, selling also includes solving people's problems. If you can solve a person's problem, they will pay you for it. If you can help people like I do, help them build their confidence up, teach them skills that are valuable in life. The skills that I teach can help them to make money, can help them to get a relationship. It can help them to get motivated, to change their body in the gym, to speak to people. Yeah. That's an important part of things as well, Christopher and Timmy Ram Jam. Going to social, church can be a great place to meet, relationship building. Going to volleyball, taking part in social groups and getting involved in socializing. You got to be social if you want to make money. If you notice it, people that are very wealthy, they're very social. They build a lot of different connections, business relationships. They give a lot of value. So these are things that you need to learn and you need to do in order to become financially free. And you've got to take risks. No risk, no reward. A lot of people are scared to take risks. And a big part of financial freedom is you investing money in yourself. That's why getting, mentorship, coaching, confidence coaching, life coaching, spending your money on something that's going to benefit you long term, where you can see the investment back. So just to give you an example, many of my clients have spent money, obviously, taking my programs, and the confidence that they've gained, the life skills, the dating skills, the sales skills, has enabled them to go on and make more money than what they spent with me. So spending money with the right mentors is going to help you to make more profit back. And that's the mindset, that's being intelligent. But people with a sort of negative mindset will say, well, I'm not going to spend my money on a mentor because it's too much money, it's too expensive, it's a waste of money. But yet the same people will go and spend their money on drugs and alcohol and junk food. They'll put poison in their body, and they don't see that as a bad investment, but they won't spend maybe half of the amount that they spend on junk food and alcohol on a life coach, on a confidence coach, a relationship coach that will change their life and teach them the skills that can quadruple their investment. So let's say you invest £2,000 into my coaching, or £1,000 or £2,000. That £2,000 that you spend on my program with my coaching is going to help you to make 100 grand, 500,000 later on, because you've got the skills and you've got the confidence. So you've got to change your mindset, and you've got to learn how to invest money in order to make money. And any decent business person will tell you that if they've got any real concrete advice and they've been successful themselves, it's learning how to invest money. Yeah, Tyson Fury's a big inspiration. What he's done in his life, he's shown other people that they can be successful in their life, not necessarily to be a boxer, because that's not everybody's gift and path. But everybody's got their own unique talent in life, and that can be one of many things. And another way you become financially free is by having that goal. You have to have the courage to set the goal and say it, and say, I want to become financially free. Write it down on a piece of paper, say it out loud, say it every single day, meditate on it, and then start going to work, working on the skills, learning how to sell, learning how to give value to people on the market, learning about business. And by doing it is the best way to learn it. Not just by reading books. That's what most people do. That ain't going to get you anywhere unless you actually do it. So if you do read a book on business, good, you've got some knowledge. You've got to apply it though, right? You've got to take action. And that's where my coaching comes in. A lot of people get stuck at that point. They've got all this knowledge. They don't know, does that work? I read this book. It told me this is how you make money. I went and listened to this guy on YouTube. He said, this is how you make money. Johnny Berba told me this is how you do it. But until you actually physically do it, you're not going to know what the truth is. You're not going to know. It's all just going to be theory until you have concrete evidence. You've got the money in your account and you've made it. So you've got to have the right mentality. Yeah, that's a good point. But I'll tell you something, I'd rather act out of desperation than just sit on my arse and do nothing, because that's not going to get you nowhere. So ideally, you don't want to be desperate all the time, long term, because that can hold you back from being successful financially or in anything in life. But at the same time, you don't want to be laxy-daisy. A lot of people use these things as excuses. Any excuse not to take action. So it's, I don't want to be desperate. I don't want to oversell myself. I don't want to be greedy. I don't want people to think this about me. And then they don't do anything. They just sit on their backside and nothing changes. So sometimes desperation is actually a very powerful motivating tool. To be quite frank with you, desperation changed my life. I never would have become financially free and a successful entrepreneur and change people's lives all around the world and help them to become financially free and done public speaking and became successful in many areas if I didn't have a feeling of desperation. But that motivated me. And then I got to a certain point where I wasn't desperate anymore because I'd achieved what I wanted. So I don't think desperation is a bad thing, but you've believed that because society told you that, and it's certain words have got certain connotations, but it can be a good motivating factor. But yes, ideally, you don't want to act desperate in situations because that can be unattractive and that can put people off wanting to relate to you, build relationships. But it's a good starting point. It's a good source of motivation to get you off your backside. And that's a big part of where people go wrong in all areas of life. They don't have motivation. They're not motivated enough. And because they're not motivated enough, they're not willing to take the action that would help them to become financially free, or to lose weight, or to gain muscle, or to make friends, or to be successful on YouTube or a public speaker. They're just not driven. So I'll answer this question. If some of you are thinking, this is me right now, how can I change this? I'm like this. I'm not motivated. I make excuses. I don't get the results in my life. I've always struggled. I'd say the number one thing that will help you to overcome this is physical fitness, is taking part in boxing training or doing MMA or martial arts or something that is really intense, where you lose weight, you lose calories, and your body will physically change and get better through the exercise, and your mind will get stronger. If you do that, then you're in a position to become financially free, get a girlfriend, a relationship, move apartment, anything you want in life. Confidence is everything. It really is. And that's why I teach it, I talk about it. Once you're confident at something, the success just comes. How you doing, Ricky? Now, people even say things like, oh, well, I doubt myself. Self-doubt is bad. It's like not necessarily. Self-doubt hasn't been bad in my experience. If you stay in self-doubt for your whole life, then that's going to be not good. If you stay desperate all the time, not good. Desperation, self-doubt can make you get rejected by people because the qualities and the characteristics are unattractive and not trustworthy, for example. But it's a good starting point. If you're desperate to get something and you doubt that you can get it, only by trying to get it and learning and failing and falling over is how you're going to get it. It's how you're going to achieve it. So it's just the way you look at things and how you use things to motivate you. Many people in society will go, oh, well, if you do a YouTube video and you don't go viral and it doesn't go well, that means you suck, you're crap, you're rubbish, you should just quit. That's the attitude of most people. Very negative, very limited. No motivation, no gratitude, no love in it, just kind of darkness, despair. But I know for a fact that isn't true. I know that if someone's new and they make a video on YouTube, it doesn't go viral straight away, doesn't get the impact, the hits, the likes, whatever. I know that person. I know they can build so much from that because I've done it. They can take something from that and they can keep going, keep working at it, keep improving, and they will eventually get the result on YouTube. But they've got to have the open mind. They've got to have the mental toughness. They've got to have the guts, the mindset, and they cannot care about what other people think about them. Because if you live for other people's opinions, then you're never going to be, well, you won't be financially free. You won't be emotionally free, and you'll be a prisoner of their thoughts about you. You're not free. You haven't got your own, there's no way to live. Our good friend Armando Ramirez says, it's not about attracting the hottest woman, it's about attracting the right woman. That's another reason people fail. That's 100% true in my experience. And it's 100% true from someone who has succeeded in what he said. So that's why I always like it and appreciate when people with real wisdom and life experience and the knowledge, they've done it and they pass it on to others. And it's very true in my experience. And you can even elaborate that onto what we're talking about today about business. It's not just about getting any client or any business, but the right business, the right relationships. So great bit of wisdom there. Procrastination is fear. Procrastination is excuse making, fear, self-doubt, fear of rejection, fear of success, fear of responsibility. When you can start understanding that, it should motivate you. And it's really about having a lack of goal setting or not the right goals. So once you get the right goal, you've got the right understanding, you can break out of procrastination. But it's just another fancy word for being frightened and afraid. That's what it really is. When you study, when you go into the psychology and you're honest, procrastination is just a fancy word for someone that is afraid and they're not able to move forward in their life or in a particular area of their life, whatever it may be. So again, the way to break out of any fear is you have to have desire, motivation to want to get out of it and get to the other side or achieve whatever your preferred goal is. Any more last questions? We're going to round this up soon. This has been a perfect, good, motivational hour. I'm understanding as well. I've learned through time that you got to be patient with people. I work on being patient because it's not easy when you're afraid and you're in a difficult situation to get. Not everybody can get out quickly. It takes time for people. It's taken me time. So that's why I might repeat certain messages and videos, because sometimes you hear it once, you don't really understand it. You hear it again, you don't want to hear it. You hear it the third time, something clicks and you think, oh, I want to hear that. I want to hear what he's got to say. That makes sense to me. That motivates me. Maybe you hear it 10 times and on the 10th time you go, I get it. He's making sense. She's making sense. I'm going to go and take the action, do what Johnny's told me to do, and improve my life. Anyway, guys, we're going to finish up. I said everything. I hope you appreciate that. It's been about an hour now, so appreciate you coming on. Remember, life knocks everybody down at some point. Anxiety knocks you down, but you have a choice to get back up as many times as you want. And it's getting back up, it's pushing forward, it's being strong. That's going to get you into a happy place in your life. And then you've got a great story to tell someone else that you can help and you can inspire. I'll leave it on that one. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you can get up as many times as you want in any area: financial, relationships, dating, business, social media, education, school, personal relationships, meeting new people, and so much more. Like, share, subscribe, become fearless. And if you're interested in applying for any of my coaching or my mentorship, drop me an email. My email address is below all my videos, and we can arrange a free 30-minute to 40-minute Zoom call to discuss your situation and whether my coaching can help you to move forward and achieve your goals. And we'll go from there, all right? Appreciate the support. I'll see you very soon. Fearless.